let me try to kind of focus in on that issue of participating. I heard that as the common thread here, and that maybe in different jobs would determine whether or not, if somebody comes in to buy the ingredients to bake a cake and I scan them, I'm not participating in the wedding. Perhaps if I bake the cake and they put my business card on the cake on the wedding table, am I participating in their wedding by baking a cake? Is that participating in a wedding?
A Christian worldview understanding of economics would actually suggest that in selling the ingredients, you are in part participating in the making of that cake for a celebration you would not want to join. But that's a part of Genesis 3. That's a part of living in a fallen world. To be a part of an economy or a society is to realize that we are involved in the same dollar bill that ends up in our 401k or in our pocket as perhaps gone through a drug pusher's hands. In other words, there is no position of moral purity in a Genesis 3 world when you're in an economy. But then our responsibility is then how best to exercise where we do have the stewardship of choice and influence and activity. And this is not just a matter of baking cakes. It's a matter of decorating the cake in order to make an expressive celebration of the union of two people. That is what is being demanded here. Of a wedding photographer, it is the use of an artistic gift. Our daughter, my wife and I have a daughter, got married just past June the 1st. We paid a lot of money to people to do this. I fully expected those people I hired to celebrate this wedding, let me tell you. And so the photographer was using an expressive gift to be able to catch this, do this, do this. That's very, very difficult, but it doesn't stop and end there, and it didn't begin with same-sex marriage. In several states right now, and very quickly, because there's soft power and hard power, there's the power of the law, there's also the power of professional guilds and societies. Let's say you're a physician involved in reproductive medicine. You would not choose to offer assisted reproductive technologies to a same-sex couple. But in some states and in some situations of so-called professional ethics, you would have to cease your medical practice if you did not do that. That's a very difficult situation. And so this is where you actually need the church to be the church, for a congregation to be a body of faithful believers under the authority of Christ, under the preaching of His Word, by the ministry of the Holy Spirit, to come together and say, let us reason about these things so that we can be faithful to Christ. I don't want all the Christians involved in medicine to leave medicine. On the other hand, when you look at the history of the Nazi doctors during the period of the 1930s and the 1940s, the Christians should have left the medical profession under the conditions of the Nazi regime. So we can't say it will never happen that Christians have to withdraw, but we should say, withdrawal is not the first responsibility. Rather, gospel and biblical engagement is, but it's going to take wisdom only the Holy Spirit can give.